as different board meetings, we do have 2 public hearings. We're going to reverse the orders on our agenda because of the public hearing. So, and the town clerk read the first one.
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town of Farmington on May 22nd, 2023 at 7 p.m. at the Farmington Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York, to consider an application for incentive rezoning for the Power Property Tax Map Accounts 29.00-2-13.100, 52.5 acres, and 29.00-2-14.000, 93.3 acres, located along the north side of State Route 96. Any resident of the town of Farmington shall be entitled to be heard upon this matter at such public hearing. This by resolution of the town board of the town of Farmington.
Thank you, Michelle. We have just for the record, we have both developers here tonight and Ryan Tesler representing the ME for the project. Welcome, Ryan.
Good evening. Once again, Ryan Tesler, BME Associates. Here with me tonight is Brian Mahoney and Brian Mahoney and Rob Renner from Jim David Development Company LLC. Following our last appearance before this board on March 28th, we have made some substantial changes to the incentive zoning concept plan here to my right, based on the board input at that meeting. The first thing we've done is we reduced the minimum residential lot width. We've increased it, I'm sorry, from 70 feet to 80 feet. This resulted in a reduction of 30 lots from the previous incentive zoning concept plan. 186 lots are now shown, which is down from 216 lots under the previous plan. We've also increased the rear setback from 10 feet to 30 feet on all residential lots. And the side setback, which was previously 10 feet on both sides, is now 10 feet and 15 feet for a combined 25 feet side setback. Based on these substantial changes, we appeared before the planning board last Wednesday night on May 17th. At that meeting, the planning board approved a resolution certifying that substantial changes in the design have been made, which merit a rehearing by the town board. At that meeting, the planning board passed a resolution. It also states that the design changes shown on the updated incentive zoning concept plan, quote, will have a positive effect on the project and therefore the town. While the residential portion of this project has changed, the LIGB component of this project has remained the same along the Interstate Route 96 corridor, with up to 50,000 square feet of commercial building area proposed. That's the basic overview of the updates that we've performed on the incentive zoning concept plan to date. With that being said, we're happy to answer any of your questions.
And then, Ron, for the record, we reached out with the environmental interested parties and also on territory planning, correct?
That's correct. At your last meeting, you passed a resolution scheduling tonight's public hearing, directing submission of a revised application to the county planning board, and initiated a seeker coordinated review process that ends at noon on June 9th, with your declared intent at your June 13th meeting, I think it is, to declare yourself the lead agency and direct the preparations of the parts 2 and 3 and the draft determination of significance, which you will make at your meeting on the 26th, I believe it is, 27th of June. I don't have my calendar in front of me. So, 20, what is it?
The 27th is primary day, so I think we moved it to that.
That's right. You did move it to the 28th. Okay. So that kind of summarizes. The only thing that I would add to Ryan's presentation is the values of the amenities have gone down in commensurate with the reduction in the lots, but it's still something that, to my knowledge, is acceptable. to the town board. So other than that, all of the other amenities that were proposed, the sidewalk, the pump station, things of this nature, are all anticipated in the amenities going into this.
Great, thanks. Town board, any questions? Any staff, any questions around? Okay, this is a public hearing that we will extend in the next month. But anybody at this time have any questions, either online or in the room here? One more time, anybody have any questions or comments on this proposed project? Hearing none, thank you, Ron. Ron said we do have a resolution to continue the public hearing, which will be a little later here tonight. Appreciate it. Next public hearing.
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of Farmington on the 22nd day of May 2023 at 7:01 p.m. Farmington Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York, to consider a revised cost estimate for improvements to the Canandaigua Farmington Consolidated Water District pursuant to section 202B of the New York State Town Law. The proposed improvements consist of replacement of the existing Brickyard Road water storage tank located on Brickyard Road in the town of Canandaigua, New York, with an elevated storage tank that includes a mixing system and the construction of a dedicated transmission main and valve vaults that connect the new tank to the hydraulic grade zone 2A. The revised cost estimate shows the estimated cost of these 202B improvements to now be $15 million, increased from the previous revised cost estimate of $13 million, approved by resolution number 68 of 2022, which itself increased from the original cost estimate of $9,036,000, approved on June 20th, 2017. The new estimated cost increase is due to the inflation of costs since the previous increase was approved. Any person shall be entitled to be heard upon this matter at such public hearing. Copies of the proposed revised cost estimate are available for review at the town of Farmington, Town Hall, 1000 County Road 8, Farmington, New York. This by resolution of the town board of the town of Farmington.
Thank you. It was a long one.
Yes, it was.
Yep, so us and the town of Canandaigua town board go through the same process. Both town boards approving the 202B resolution, and then our engineering firm works with us and our finance people for the Estaco legal notice once both towns approve this process. So we're still open to go out to bid this fall. And for this public hearing, anybody have any questions on the town board first?
No, just trying to get this moving.
Staff? Okay, anybody in the public with questions on this Brickyard Road water tank and transmission line project? Anybody online? Question for this project? All right, hearing none, in this case, we'll close the public hearing. And we'll start with our regular meeting today, pledge of allegiance, average allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ben. The other name be declared Councilman Vaughn necessarily absent. And the next thing on our agenda is approval of the town board minutes from May 9th. So second. Comments, questions, suggestions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Privilege of the floor, public concerns. Any other topics, privilege of the floor, public concerns? Anybody online, privilege of the floor, public concerns?
Just real briefly, Pete, a couple weeks ago, I attended the Victor Little League opening ceremony that we were unavailable for. It's cold, but it was a nice ceremony. The first time they've been able to hold it since 2019. So it was a nice parade.
They also presented, I accepted a plaque on your behalf, for you. We also credited the Parks Department. Basically in 2020, we're going above and beyond to save the season. In 2020, when COVID hit, Victor schools closed all their fields and there was no place to play. So, they were very gracious, very happy about it. And, so yeah, I was there, accepted this on your behalf, so.
Thank you very much. I'll accept it. It really is a team effort from highway and parks people to the recreation advisory board and our town staff and town board to work through that whole process of should we or shouldn't we? And guidance from the governor's office, federal government change every week. So we're just glad we made the decision to keep our fields open. They were able to have Little League and cross and I think the other kids come in here during the day for the what do you call it?
Frisbee.
This throwing the disc.
Disco.
You know, so I think that small range. And it's a town effort. Reports to standing committee. Reports.
Yeah, at this morning, 7:30, got our update from Fire Sewer and Highway and Park. I'll start with the treatment plant. Digester one is still ongoing. They're going to do the epoxy coating. On the Trojan, the Trojan technician was there. They did the programming for the new HMI. And they did some cost estimates there for replacement parts. They also have got to replace a phase aerator, and they got an estimate on that. The water main project, 3296, looks to be complete now. The smoke testing was done in Go Haven. We still want to do a camera on sanitary sewer on Gallow Lane. Hook Road water main has been disinfected, but they have a few valves that need to be repaired, and the rest we talked about before, so I'm not going to go into them. One resolution, talk about that when it comes up. Highway and Park, they're doing their plans, so they started their roadside mowing, and they're going to do 32 started today. They did a little bit of sidewalk in Monarch Manor, and trucks have been out Manchester and Victor. That's a sharing type thing we do. And they also did some work on Fellow Lane, replacing the CVs and pipe. They're putting out detour signs in Klein and Brownville for that project. Parks are the same way, maintenance, good mowing and all the parks, striping ball fields. They did some landscaping in Mertentia Lodge and did a grill also on Farm Brook. We got two resolutions we can talk about that. If we need to, one they come up.
Thanks, Ron. Town operations.
Town operations, we have 3 resolutions tonight. And we can get to them when we come over to them. On the building department, they started annual manufactured homes reviews. They're all on the way. And that's a prerequisite for their permit renewals. We also have 2 of these welcome to Farmington signs being landscaped. That's all on the way. There were reminders again I sent out to the residents all the metals that back up to the stormwater facilities, not to dump any of the lawn clippings next to or near them, and hopefully they'll comply with that. They had a meeting, I'm sorry, there'll be a meeting scheduled on the 31st with the developer and their engineer who are proposing a project located where we had the old water park site on Route 332. And I said meeting is scheduled for the 31st this month. That's about it. The building department can collaborate on it. Ron may have some things to add.
Thank you, Mike. Reports to town official supervisor. A lot of stuff going on. Last Friday, I attended the Ontario County Sheriff Law Day. Our own Councilman Bowerman was given a letter of recommendation of commendation on the 1,700 officers. There were 11 officers given the life-saving award and 2 various service awards. 22 employees for the sheriff's office received longevity awards ranging from 5 years to 30 years of service for the Ontario County Sheriff's Office. Right, I went right from that meeting to the next one. It was the Ontario County Office of the Aging, their annual recognition of seniors for their many years of volunteering. As I've done in past years, I have recognized residents in Farmington, and this year I nominated and recognized Ted Fafensky. Today I was in the city of Rochester for a GTC executive committee meeting, and then had to drive straight to Ontario County this afternoon for our county public works meeting. And they brought up 3 projects. One they bid, 2 they're getting ready to bid, and already people are telling them they don't have enough money in the budget. They know the cost of their construction projects. Mostly it's building and boiler system for the courthouse. And the estimates are sky high. So it continues. Tomorrow I have a meeting with the city of Canandaigua, Dave and I, going over the new proposed water rate structure for going forward. And Wednesday I have a Ways and Means meeting at the county. Here at the town, we did have some town and villages already reach out and take some of our excess file cabinets. I'll send another email out as a reminder. I forgot to mention it's free, so maybe someone didn't contact us, but let us know, and then after that, we'll figure out what to do with the remainders. Today we did receive a cost estimate of work to be accomplished on the lower level of the town hall. This is just the initial phase of the schematic design, scope of work, the cost listed. And then after that, we would work with them to design bid information if we want to continue to renovate the downstairs. Reminder for everybody, Memorial Day service is here in Farmington on Memorial Day, 9 a.m. at North Farmington Cemetery on Sheldon Road, just east of County Road. And that's all they have. Highway and Parks.
Not really any much more to add from what Ron reported, other than I reported that they were servicing the generators this morning. I told you their potential problem with the highway generator. So it turns out the oil wasn't milky in there. It was just from pulling the dipstick out through the condensation. The oil leak did not turn out to be the head gasket, so that's good.
Yep.
So it was pushing oil out the dipstick, so it was building some crankcase pressure, and I believe he found that the line going up, the breather line going up to the filter was plugged. So that's some good news. We'll continue to monitor it and make sure it's all right, but sounds like we're going to be okay with it.
And we were worried this morning because that one had been rebuilt.
Yeah,
It was fairly
5 years ago.
times.
Yeah.
5 years ago now, yeah. So,
That's all I got.
all right, thank you. Town clerk.
There's a new law requiring clerks to issue one-day officiant licenses. It is mandated, we have to do it. The town can collect $25, well, has to collect 25. All of it is ours, and I did get my first one the other day. So it allows someone to come in, your brother, sister, friend, pay $25, fill out a small application, pay the fee, and you can marry your friend for that day. So that is new.
Okay, Rusty.
Yeah. That's it.
Water and sewer.
Our annual water quality report for 2022 was published in the Penny Saver on Friday, so that's available for everyone.
Shortly, if it's not already, we have the website too,
Yes.
shortly. And we've added it to our correspondence file. Building and zoning.
As it was reported about the lawn clippings, not only into our stormwater pond, but I want to remind everybody that it's not allowed to be dumped on our trails or any of our parkland as well. So I have been working with highway and trying to notify people that we think might be doing that. So just a reminder that stormwater ponds, trails, parks, all are off limits to be dumping anything in. So
It is what it is.
it is.
Planning board.
Yes, our next meeting is June 7th. We have the final site plan for the electric car corner, as well as the final 2-lot subdivision for Gears. So we'll go from there, and I think the next meeting in June is pretty light, if anything at all. So we've got a little gap, but we know it'll pick right back up again.
I'll work on
Yeah, I know you will.
And for the electric car company, they're still planning on installing charging stations, correct?
The answer is yes, but I have talked to staff and we need to make sure that we separate that a little bit from our approval, because we know that it will take them some time to get the generator or the transformer and stuff in for those charging stations. Could be 18 months to 2 years. We don't want to hold them up from starting their business while they're waiting for that transformer. Plus, we don't want them to landscape around an empty space only to have it torn up when they put in the transformer. So the answer is, we haven't heard they're not gonna do it. We are certain it's on the plan. We just have to be careful of, we don't hold them up from starting their business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. Ron, Director of Planning and Development.
Yeah, last week we completed the federal NEPA form for the sidewalk project, as well as the state's smart growth form and the social environmental services form, all of which are federal requirement documentation, so that somebody down in Albany can say, yep, they've checked all the boxes and we're good to go. So Farmington Market Center, I did have an inquiry last week from Mavis, who wanted to know about a building permit, what they had to do to get a building permit over there. And I told them the best thing I could advise them to do is to talk to the owner of the property and see if he could move the project along, because we've been waiting now a long time. And then finally, the planning board did at their meeting approve the lot 4 for Loomis Road Industrial Park, along with the design of the road, Jetman Drive over there. And at the public meeting the other night, they let us know that they already have one of the lots look like it's going to be sold along Loomis Road. So if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
That's it.
And with that, we did a preliminary on the entire site, so that they will only have to come in for final, because they already cited all of the buildings, so. It's I think it'll allow them to move ahead fairly quickly.
Good. Very good. Hey, Vernon, town engineer.
Just to follow up on what Ron talked about with the detour signs for Klein and Brownsville, I did talk to the contractor for that, and he looks like they are planning on holding off on starting the detour until after July 4th weekend. I know we had originally had it in the plans to start right after the bus loop ends for schools, but they're going to do the town and all the residents a favor and all the people driving through and hold off another week. And it looks like it'll be closed for most of July and August. So.
All right, that's good news. I'm sure there's a lot of traffic on July 3rd when we have the fireworks here that heads that way to get to Victor. All right, thanks. And we did talk in Public Works this morning, about working on 3 more water projects, which I'll get with you.
Okay.
The assessor, or very busy the last 3 weeks. And I think that we're still there at 7 o'clock when we started our meeting.
The bar meetings start tomorrow.
We're ready to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, we'll do the bar tomorrow and then probably finish it up hopefully on Thursday.
I have more information.
Okay,
Yes, so the bar meeting for grievances tomorrow is full. Thursday is full. Now I'm working on at least one more day next week, which your chairperson will coordinate with all the members,
yeah,
maybe 2 days.
great.
Yep. Recreation, we have over 240 kids signed up for summer rec. That will probably go in like 275. Some people wait till the last minute before they sign their kids up. One park in particular, our newest one, even the Creek Park is full. We expected that. Probably all the kids in the development are. Okay, rest of the agenda here, communications are on file, reports and minutes are on file. And we'll start with the resolutions. First one is a resolution of sympathy for the family with the passing of George Bates. George was our town senator for 12 years, from 1975 until 1987. And he was in his 90s when he passed away. He's definitely a longtime resident here of the Farmington, and he started a country printing business, which is still a family business to this day. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Number 2 is no required roll call vote. It's a resolution of the town board of town of Farmington approving the revised cost estimates for the increases and improvements of facilities in the Canandaigua Farmington Consolidated Water District. So moved. Second. Motion by Steve, second by Ron. Roll call.
Supervisor Engelsby,
Aye.
Councilman Herendeen,
Aye.
Councilman Casale.
Aye.
Councilman Holtz.
Aye.
Yes. Thank you. Number 3 is a resolution to continue the public hearing upon the application for incentive rezoning of the proposed power property incentive zoning project, as previously discussed this evening in the public hearing.
So moved.
Second. And we'll sneeze. Moved by Mike, second by Steve. All in favor? Aye.
Sorry, I noticed that you didn't say table. Does that resolution say table because you want to take it out if they're not tabling it?
We're not taking. it.
The resolution doesn't say that,
It
just
does.
on here?
It does, that's why I skipped it.
Okay, you want to, okay,
We want to take that out.
Okay. just want to make a note of that, so I don't do that. You? Sorry.
That'll just say resolution to continue
Yeah.
a public hearing. There it is, that's it. Where's the resolution, of successful completion for probation period of Aaron Smith? With a 55 cents per hour pay increase effective with payroll number 12.
Second.
Ron, second by Steve, comments, questions, all in favor?
Aye.
I is a resolution establishing a letter of credit for Western New York Commercial Warehouse Flex Space Project, total amount of $72,981.59. Motion by Mike, second by Steve. And again, this is another new project coming to the town. All in favor? Aye. This is a resolution operating the highway superintendent to purchase 2 gooseneck basketball systems from Intensive Park from BSN Sports, cost not to exceed $3,500. Second. Motion by Ron, second by Steve. Did receive 3 quotes. Yes, that is the lowest quote. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 7 is a resolution authorizing the highway park superintendent to fill a vacant MEO position in the highway department at $21 an hour effective May 27th. So second. Motion by Mike, second by Steve. And we've got one position of police patrol. On favor?
Aye.
Aye. Either a resolution authorizing budget amendment, in the highway fund to reflect the 2023-2024 state aid. Consolidated local street and highway improvements program, commonly known as CHIPS. Pave New York, winter recovery, and pave our potholes programs. So,
Second.
motion by Ryan, second by White, and this is a slight increase in those accounts. So that's why we're doing the accounting change by resolution. All in favor? Aye. Ninth is a resolution accepting the final reports from Dexter Bar and Company for the Justice Courts and the Town Clerk for the 2022 year-end audits. So, motion by Mike, second by Steve. Again, all the time, this is the final two. All in favor?
Aye.
Ten is a resolution authorizing the budget amendment, transfer money from records management state aid and appropriated fund to grant funding contractual in the amount of $74,959. So moved. Second. Again, this is the scanning grant that we've had, moving money now so we don't pay the bill. All in favor?
Aye.
11 is a resolution appointing Kara Marvel to the receptionist position effective payroll 12 at the rate of $18.18 an hour.
So moved.
Second. And if you happen to be in the town hall tomorrow, wish you a happy birthday. All in favor? Aye. Also, resolution authorizing the highway park superintendent and the water and sewer superintendent to hire summer interns at the rates $2.69 per hour.
Second.
And this is first year in a couple that we've used interns again. We always used to do it prior to COVID. It'll be nice to have one in water and sewer and one in the highway and parks helping us. All in favor?
Aye.
13 is a resolution authorizing the water and sewer superintendent to purchase 1 5 horsepower tornado aerator 460 volt 3 pH 600 hertz motor at a cost not to exceed $1,524. Second. And again, there's very few companies around there, but he was able to get 2 quotes. These folks being the lowest. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 14 is an abstract 10 of 2023 to pay the bills. General fund, $128,246.52. Highway fund, $21,039.05. Beaver Creek Park, $2,212.57. County Road 8 water line, $2,100. Route 33296 water line, $61,237. North Road Capital Project, $2,100. Town Park improvements, $4,225. Water tank repair, $230. Storm drainage, $2,823.86. Lighting district, $1,358.97. Sidewalks, $3,719.65. Sewer district, $5,178.09. Water district, $42,278.68. Payroll deductions, $8,234.30. For a total abstract, $378,154.89. Motion, please. The water district, if I misread it, it's $47,278.68. The total the abstract, $378,554.89. So moved. Second. Motion second, the extensions. Any corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You have a training listed here. Under $100. There is a request to waive sewer pit penalties in 2 commercial addresses on Blossom Drive. I'd say the letter earlier. Last week, I believe it was, you received it. Basically, they apologize for the unintentional delay in paying the invoices. They recently have purchased the process and in the midst of the transition. We regrettably overlooked the payment of sewer invoices. We understand about the payments is essential to function for local utilities, and we deeply regret any inconveniences caused. Responsible citizens can take full responsibility. They didn't. I'll ask if they would look at waiving the fees of this one-time part of consideration. All right, we'll contact them. We have no executive session tonight. We have one waiver to do. That. Okay, that's a resolution authorizing the township to sign an agreement with AG paving. Paving at the Farmington Grange, located 130 Hook Road, it would cost not to exceed $6,900. So moved. Motion received.
Second.
So there was 3 votes and AG paving did have lowest quote. This resolution waiver the movement. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Anything else you brought to this board tonight? Anybody online? Take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mike, second by Ron, all in favor? Aye. And Dave County, don't go anywhere. Vernon, don't go anywhere. Water.